Bryan and Steven stole my clothes, leaving me exposed and scared. No, but seriously, it is time for another story of the big gay vacation. Hey YouTube! So it is time for yet another story of the big gay vacation. Sorry it took me so long. I was going to do it last night, but didn't get around to it. But I'm doing it this morning. So this story, like all our stories from the big gay vacation, start with alcohol. Because alcohol is the great story maker. You could have stories without alcohol, but they wouldn't be as good. In late afternoon, we all decide to pile into the hot tub, and we're just hanging out, and the next thing you know, someone hands me a sour apple martini. At this point, because of the night before, I didn't want to see alcohol again, ever again in my entire life. But someone handed me a drink, and I drank it, because, you know, sometimes you just gotta take one for the team. By the way, those sour apple martinis that Bryan made were good. And then the next round, Gary made sour apple martinis, and they were also very good. So we're in the hot tub drinking and talking and just chatting and hanging out and whatnot. And next thing you know, it's dark, it's getting late, and this place has a curfew of 10 o'clock at night, which is kind of weird. You're on vacation and you're supposed to shut up at 10 o'clock at night, especially on a weekend. I mean, that's just weird. I personally don't go to bed that early on a weekend if I'm out partying with friends, and I'm certainly not going to be quiet starting at 10 o'clock, but whatever. Before that happened though, there was some random dude, I think it was the neighbor, was like looking at us through the bushes in the hot tub. I think he was expecting to see some action or something cool like that. I don't know, it was a bit pervy, but whatever, to each their own. So it's getting late, we don't know what time it is because we're all in the hot tub, but the neighbor all of a sudden just makes a really loud whistle and says, "Hey, it's 10:30!" Which of course means we're way past our curfew and we need to shut up. Which is lame, but we're like, oh, fine. So we all make our way out of the hot tub, and then we decide, hey, let's go down to the riverbank because it's far away, you know, it's way down there. We can still be loud, we can still hang out, people won't be able to hear us, so it should be fine to be drunk and hanging out down by the river. So we all make our way down to the river, and we're hanging out, and I don't know what happens next because I've lost a lot of brain cells. But somehow, some way, Jay decides that we need to go skinny dipping. Of course it's Jay, because Jay is the instigator in this weekend. So all of a sudden, Jay's ripping his clothes off and he's jumping in the river. And I'm thinking, it has got to be freezing. It is like midnight and the river is even kind of cold during the day. And he's just jumping in and other people are jumping in, and I'm like, you know what? You only live once. I'm gonna do it. So I rip my clothes off, go in the river. And this leads to a very interesting fact. When you're drunk, river water isn't as cold. Seriously. Like, that water did not feel cold at all. So we're in the river and we're hanging out, and Bryan and Steven are still on the bank. And because we're drunk and belligerent, we're like, come on, get in the water! What are you waiting for? Ah! Just like that. Hand waving and everything, I swear. And they didn't want to get in. So at some point, someone threw mud from the river up towards the bank, and I suppose that kind of annoyed them. And the next thing you know, we're just hanging out there in the river, talking, drunk, doing a little splashy splashy, and the next thing you know, Steven and Bryan are stealing all our clothes and running back up to the cabin. I think this is really funny because it's one of those things you see in a movie, right? Where like a bunch of kids go skinny dipping in the river or the lake and blah blah blah, and then one of their friends steals all their clothes and you're like, ha ha ha, but that never really happens to real people, does it? It totally happened to us this weekend. So, and it happened and we're like, what are you doing? And they were like, I guess I don't really care because I'm drunk. So then we just keep hanging out, and then we have what I like to refer to as our kumbaya moment in the river. We all just get into a big circle, big group hug, and we're just kind of like talking, and we have our little male bonding moment, you know, our kumbaya moment. And it was very sweet and touching, and I'll remember it for the rest of my life. But eventually, after having our kumbaya moment for God knows how long, we decide, okay, we're getting a bit cold. So it's time to get out of the river. So we all make our way out, and we get out. Of course, our clothes are gone. So we make our way to this outdoor shower that's in one of the lawns on the property. There are several lawns on the property, different levels and stuff. Big property, very cool. Anyway, so there's an outdoor shower, and we make our way to the outdoor shower because our feet are all muddy, because we don't have sandals or anything, because they stole everything. And so now you got this drunk group of gay guys trying to share one outdoor shower together, and all of a sudden you just see this flash of light. Like, ah! Took me a while to register what the hell just happened, but it's because someone took a picture. So Bryan managed to snap a picture on his picture phone, on his cell phone. Again, we're like, whatever. Okay, but there's a story behind this picture. So it turns out that Bryan was trying to get around behind us without us knowing so he could take this picture. And in the process, he didn't take one of the designated trails on the property to get around. He, probably because he was drunk, he decided he was going to go down this hill, which he managed to actually fall down. And when you see him the next morning, he has scratches like all down his arm and stuff, and we're like, oh my god, what happened? He's like, well, I fell down while I was trying to get around you guys to take that picture. And we're like, where did you fall? And he's like, over there. And so we go take a look, and this isn't just like a small little thing he fell down. Oh no, it is like a humongous hill. And there's like this trail of destruction going down the hill where he fell. And we're all thinking, oh my god, I am so glad Bryan is not dead. Because that was a big fall. But it turns out that he didn't, like, in my mind I'm picturing him, you know, falling head first and tumbling down and, you know, all that craziness, because we didn't hear anything. Like, yeah, if I had done that, I probably would have screamed like a little girl or something, going like, ah! But he didn't make a noise when he fell. But it turns out that what happened is he actually just like slid down the hill on his butt, which is a good thing, because I'm glad Bryan is not hurt, because Bryan is awesome. Because if he had fallen head first and rolled down that hill, he probably would have really hurt himself, because it was big. Then I finally get to see the picture that he took, you know, that all this effort went to and all this injury and destruction happened to get this one little picture, and I see it, and it is completely and utterly out of focus. Like, you can't, it looks like a Bigfoot photo. Like, you have no idea what's happening. There are some, you know, sort of figures in it. You don't know who they are or what they are. It could be Bigfoot. It could be several big feet trying to take a shower in our outdoor shower. I mean, I think that should be posted on some website somewhere on the internet, saying like, oh my god, I saw several Bigfoot trying to take a shower on our vacation home. So I don't have the picture, Bryan has it. Bryan, if you see this, I want you to forward that picture to me, because I think it's hilarious. It may or may not get posted on the internet, I don't know. It depends on how offensive it actually really is. But I still want it, Bryan. Just forward it to me. And that's it. That was a story of Bryan and Stevie stealing our clothes, and us having our little kumbaya male bonding moment in the river naked. Guerneville. Such good times. The big gay vacation was awesome. I miss it. That is the end of our story for today, children. And I think I have one more story that I'm going to make a YouTube video out of about the big gay vacation. And then I'll be done with my big gay vacation series. And I know we're all feeling very sad about that. I know I am. Until next time, YouTube, love and bubbles.